Welcome back. In this video, we're going to finalize our little application here, our rock, paper, scissors application. And yeah, I hope you try to do it yourself. I would recommend that you pause the video now and that you try to come up with a solution where basically you just write out who the winner was. So whether it was a tie, whether the player won, or whether the computer won. Okay, so please go ahead and write the code. You need an if statement here with a little additional information to check who the winner was. All right, I hope you try it. Good. So I hope you paused and tried. So we can check if winner is equal to tie, then write out print ln it's a tie. Otherwise, else if the winner is equal to player, then we can write out println player won. And then in the final option, we can say println and here computer won. Now the thing is, we don't need the else if in here because we just know if it's not a tie and if it's not the player who won, then it has to be the computer. All right. So now if we hover over this if, it again says we should replace it with a when statement. I personally just like if statements. It's good to understand them because they are also quite simple, logically speaking. So let's go ahead and run this game and see what we're gonna get. So rock, paper, scissors. Let me see. I'm going to enter rock. And you see the computer chose scissors and I won. So player won. Now let's rerun this. And let's say I enter rock again. Now this time the computer chose paper and the computer won. That's it. So that's basically what we have here. We have a little application that we can finally run, and it actually does work where we are playing against the computer that just randomly selects a number. It's not learning or anything. It doesn't know if we are using rock like 80% of the time or something like that. It just randomly selects a number. So it's not the best opponent, I would say. However, we can now replace this if and else if actually a little better. So we know that the winner is either player or it's computer. So what we could do instead, we could actually just print it out directly. So instead of doing it like this, we can say else, and we print it out here. Actually, we need this last curly bracket. Here we can say winner plus 1. So that would be an option to do it as well. So let's rerun this and see if it still works. And I'm going to select rock again because it's the shortest word. And we can see player won because I chose rock and the computer chose scissors. So we have winner won, and an alternative way of writing that would be to use something called a template. So we convert that string concatenation that we're doing here, which is like string addition, so to speak. We add one string to another. We could use string concatenation here, for example, and you see how that works. It uses a double and then the variable name. And then this here basically replaces whatever is inside of this winner variable, which is of type string, with what we have written here. So we don't know if it's the tie, if it's the computer, if it's whatever. We don't know that. Well, actually, we know that it's not a tie, but we don't know if it's the player or the computer. And that's why we just say, okay, whatever you are, Mr. Winner variable or Mrs. Winner variable, please write that here. Okay, so let's rerun this and test this again. And rock, paper, scissors. Let me enter rock again because it just has 4 letters and it says player won. So our code still works. So this is just a simplified version of what we had before. All right. So this is like the shortest amount of code that we can have for that particular situation. Okay, and that's pretty much our application. Now we can obviously crash our application by rerunning it and not entering any of those options. Not rock, not paper, not scissors. Let's use rock scissors, for example. And you see the computer chose scissors, and scissors beats rock scissors and the computer won. So you see in this case, this else here is executed, which basically means if we enter any kind of wrong value, so not rock, not paper, not scissors, then the computer wins always. So if we try to cheat it, we lose by default. And that is because of this statement here. That's because we chose to format our program this way. Now, in the next video, I will have a little exercise for you where I would like you to check what the user has entered and make sure that the user enters correct values. Okay, so there is a little exercise for you, and in order to be able to do that, we need to look at while statements. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Let's look at while statements in the next video. See you there.